Hey guys, welcome back to Gunpla News episode 29. This episode is for April 2017. This is part 3. Gonna talk about some updates. Updates on kits and figures that we already knew were coming out, but just want to remind you guys, maybe you didn't know, or maybe we got some new information about them. Let's get into it because there's always a lot of these to go through. So, the Metal Build Gundam Astray Red Frame Powered Red and 150 Gerbera option set is out in June for 21,600 yen. Very expensive. I think we've already seen like some in-hand images of this, like I guess like there was already some production or images out from Japan anyway, where we could actually see like how big that 150 Gerbera option set, how big that sword handle is, and it's huge. But anyway, that'll be out soon enough, but not soon enough. Kind of tired of talking about that, to be honest. But that'll be out in June. Then there's also going to be the Metal Build 00 Gundam 7 Swords G out in July for 20,000 yen. So a little bit cheaper for this one, but it doesn't have a giant sword handle. And this one also probably just doesn't have quite as many plated stuff or gimmicks as the Astray Red Frame. But anyway, for you 00 fans, which I'm sure there's a lot of you out there, and it's the 10th anniversary, so that's probably why this is coming out at this time, kind of similar to the P-Bandai versions of the Perfect Grade kit that are coming out this year as well, also in June, I believe, if I remember correctly. And then there's the Metal Build Gundam Astray Red Frame Kai out in September for 23,000 yen. So, kind of odd. Oh, I guess that's because the Powered Red and the 150 Gerbera option set, that's doesn't come with the Gundam itself. That's just the arms and the sword handle. That's just the options, all that option set. The Astray Red Frame Kai here, this is the full thing, so the full Gundam and the new parts for the backpack and all of that. So, cool, looks cool. Better than the Master Grade. It probably definitely will not be as fun as actually building the Master Grade yourself, but it depends on whatever you're into, I suppose. There's also the Metal Robot Spirits, 00 Riser and GN Sword 3 figure coming out in May for 13,000 yen. Getting a little bit cheaper now, but still very expensive here. Then also the Robot Damashi Gundam Exia Repair 2 and 3 parts set. So this is out in July for 6,000 yen. I think maybe it was last month or the month before I talked about this, and I wasn't sure exactly. This does come with the full Gundam, the Gundam Exia Repair 2, and it also has the parts to make it the Repair 3. So you can, it's the full Gundam in this set, but you can choose whether you want to have the Repair 2 or the Repair 3. So that's what it is for that figure. Then also the Robot Spirits G Fighter version anime is out in June for 6,500 yen. Of course, with the G Fighter here, you can do a whole lot of combining and changing the different forms to make the like the jet version or the tank version. You can combine it with the Gundam or the Gundam legs or the top and all this kind of stuff. You can combine and switch around and do all of that. If you also have the RX-782 Gundam version anime figure, you can do a lot of cool stuff with that. There's also going to be the Robot Spirits Full Armor O Gundam out in July for 6,000 yen. This is the perfect example of why you never paint the faceplate of a Gundam in a contrasting color to the rest of the head, because it just looks really weird. I've seen people do it on kits before. It usually, I think, really rarely or never looks good. But it could just be my personal taste. But anyway, that's why I don't like the look of this personally. But then getting into another Robot Spirits kits, Robot Spirits X-Ka Signature Gundam Mark V Marking Plus version is also out in July for 10,000 yen. A little bit more expensive for that one. Of course, we have the Mark V coming out of Robot Spirits. I think it's this month, April or May, that we have the Converge figure of the Gundam Mark V also coming out. So some Mark V getting some love this year in the figure area, but I'm still hoping that someday we'll get a kit of that. I think it would be great to see the Mark V come out in the RE100 line, as I've been saying, But as far as I know, Gundam Sentinel is not owned by Bandai, so it's kind of like in a similar boat like Advance of Zeta. Like Advance of Zeta and Sentinel are not fully owned by Bandai, so they can't make kits of those currently, as far as I understand it. So that's sad, but that is how it goes currently, unfortunately. So there's also Gundam Universal Unit Series number 4 out in April. That's this month for 5,400 yen. That's 5,400 yen for a box of 10 of them. Anyway, so it'd be 540 yen each. For these, there's the new Gundam, the V-Dash, the Ground Gundam, and the Gun Easy in that set. And again, there's 2 different versions of each one of those. There is also going to be a P Bandai Mobile Suit Ensemble EX02 Kshatriya coming out in July for 3,500 yen. Quite expensive, but this does look like pretty cool. I think if it was me, still I would rather go for the Assault Kingdom Kshatriya if I was going for like a small like posable figure. But anyway, there's that. It's a P Bandai item too, so it's going to be probably more expensive and difficult to get. It is also the P Bandai Gundam Standard XS Gundam out in July for 4,500 yen. Now again, I think there already was a different version of the P Bandai Standard XS Gundam, but I think this one has like a different base and maybe some different colors or something. But that'll also be out in July. Then a P Bandai SDX Holy Knight Wing Gundam out in May for 11,000 yen. It's just like a kind of SD Gundam figure, but like obviously it comes with a lot of stuff there, and you can check out more pictures and everything on that online if you want to see more about that. And then kind of like to go along with that, sort of, there's also going to be a P Bandai SD Gundam Gaiden Armored Knight Hero Yui and Angel Princess Relina Peacecraft. This is also going to be out in June for 8,100 yen. So if you really wanted to spend like $200, you could get the SDX like Holy Knight Wing Gundam, and then these figures of Relina Peacecraft and Hero Yui as well to make this kind of cool SD cute set kind of dedicated to SD Gundam Wing. Anyway, yeah, that's expensive for that, but anyway, just speaking on Converge stuff, Gundam Converge Series 6. Okay, yeah, this is the one. No, it'll be in Series 7. That is the Gundam Mark 5. Anyway, Series 6 is out this month for 5,400 yen. Again, that's for a box of 10 of them. The Wing Gundam EW, Heavy Arms EW, the Gundam Mark II Titans, the Hammurabi, the Siscade, and the Siscade Titans version. So that's all those really cool Converge figures. I will be getting that set, so whenever I get that set, I'll maybe do a video showing you guys all of those when I get that in. There's also going, yeah, that's this month. And then also Gundam Converge Series number 7. The next series is going to be out in June for 5,400 yen as well. I will be getting this set as well because there's some of these that I really want. Also, there's the Zeta Gundam, the Hyakushiki, the Death Scythe Hell EW, the Cubile Mark II, and the Gundam Mark V. So really looking forward to the Gundam Mark V, of course. After I'll be getting the Wing Gundam EW and the Heavy Arms EW in Series 6, and the Death Scythe EW in Series 7. Probably safe to assume that in Series 8, there'll be like a Sandrock EW or something in there as well, a Shenlong, or probably one or both of those. Highly possible. If you guys saw recently, maybe about a month ago, I did a video like unboxing and showing the set of the older Cubile Converge kits. There was like a SP Cubile set of like the 3 of them, the Mark II and the 2 versions of the Mark II and the mass production Cubile. This Cubile is a little bit different. This is kind of an updated version of the Converge Cubile, so I'm looking forward to checking that out, seeing how it's different. There's also going to be the Gundam Converge EX16 Shamblo Converge figure out in June for 3,200 yen. Definitely looking forward to that one as well. I'm really looking forward to checking that out. It's going to be huge for a Converge figure. 3,200 yen, definitely expensive, but it's going to be quite large as far as what I've seen online about that so far. There's also going to be a P Bandai Converge set, the Converge Core New Gundam and Sazabi Metallic Finish version. So it's a set of the New Gundam and the Sazabi, and they're just in this metallic finish compared to the regular kits, which are regular figures, which are not. This one is also 3,200 yen, coming out in April. So there's that. Of course, it's a P Bandai though. There's also the next, in the Next Edge line is the Next Edge style Gundam Exia. It's going to be out in July for 3,000 yen. So that'll be out still a few months out. So I guess the Next Edge line does seem to be slowing down a little bit as of late. There's the P Bandai HG UC Dom Troppen Unicorn version coming out in April for 1,800 yen. So it's just a different version of the HGUC Dom Troppen, but the Unicorn version now here just comes with, I think, 2 new parts just to make the hand that's holding the 2 grenades in the fingers there. There's also going to be the P Bandai HGUC Jagan Echoes type Conroy use, so it's just like a specialized version of the Echoes type Jagan, and this one is also out in April as well, also for 1,800 yen. I just want to talking about P Bandai stuff here now, but I missed the high resolution kit. I just want to mention this. There's still the high-resolution 1/100 scale Wing Gundam 0EW that was announced in the Gunpla Expo last November. Still haven't seen any news about that, but I just want to mention it to you guys that we do still apparently have that high-resolution figure model kit coming out, possibly, but haven't seen any news about that. So anyway, back to the P Bandai fun. P Bandai HG Armed Blood Orphans Gundam Floros Calamity War type is out in this month as well, in April, for 1,600 yen for this. So this is just basically the HG Gundam Floros, but it's in this different color, this white color scheme, and then it includes some of the weapons from the assault knives and the short cannons from option set 7, I want to say, I think that is. Anyway, so you'll get some parts from that included. So this is something that you could very easily just make on your own by just buying the original kit, the option set, and then painting it. But if you didn't want to paint, or for whatever reason, you can get this kit as well. There is also going to be the P Bandai HGUC Gelgoog Unicorn version. So a lot of Unicorn variation HG kits coming out. This one's out in May for 1,700 yen, and it's just like the original Gelgoog kit, but I think it's got some new stickers and maybe a couple new parts for that, if I remember correctly. And also P Bandai HGUC Zaku 2 Kai B-Type out in May as well for 1,400 yen. This is also a Unicorn version, so Unicorn versions of the Gelgoog and the Zaku 2 Kai B-Type here. So basically maybe a couple new parts for that. I think it's basically just coming with a different rifle and different colors for the most part, so nothing really too exciting. The Master Grade Double Zeta Gundam Verka is still set to be coming out this year, but we still haven't seen any more new information about that, so nothing really new to share at this time. We did get some news. We've seen a lot of new images, actually, of the Master Grade Justice Gundam that's going to be coming out in June. So that'll be out in June for 4,800 yen, and then the Master Grade Double Zeta Gundam Verka will be later in the year, I'd assume, at the earliest August, but sometime between August and December. So like the second half of the year, basically, I guess is when that's going to be coming out, the later part. We don't know anything yet, but anyway, the Justice Gundam looks really cool. It's now making a lot of sense why the Freedom Gundam had the holes in its bottom of its feet, because that's for the connection peg to connect the feet of the Justice to its backpack in its like flight mode. We can stand on top of that, so that'll be cool. The kit looks cool. I think a lot of people have been saying they like the look of the real grade better. Personally, I prefer the look of this more than the real grade. It's just personal preference. I think that Freedom Gundam 2.0 frame that we also saw in the recently released Master Grade Providence Gundam is going to work really well in this kit, and it's going to be another really nice one. So looking forward to that out in June. Then the Ari Hamahama. So as far as I know, we still haven't seen any like real official information regarding the next RE kit and whether it is actually the Hamahama or not. It's depressing because I really like the RE line, and it's been, the last RE release was what? The Bawu, which was out in, when was that? November or October? Or even before that? When was that? Anyway, it's been months, and we still don't even know any real solid information about the Hamahama, but we did see this image here that was posted on Gundam Kits Collection, and as I've said before, Gundam Kits Collection does this sometimes where they just post some kind of clickbait image where it's not really something official. This one looks like it might be official, but it's kind of hard to tell. There's aspects of this image that look official, and then but like the whole like outline of the Hamahama. That doesn't look like something that Bandai would do or hasn't ever done. But I don't know. So I don't know if this is official, if it is coming out in the summer or not. So take that with a grain of salt. But as far as we know, the next RE is still going to be the Hamahama. But anyway, no official, real solid news on that at the moment. There's the HD Build Fighters Gundam Schwartz Ritter is going to be out in May for 2,000 yen. As we're seeing more images of this, I'm looking forward to that. I was always kind of interested in the Denial Gundam because I thought the mobile suit itself had some cool proportions and cool design aspects to it, but just wasn't quite into it enough. Like the purple hair effect parts were a little bit too much for me. It was kind of silly. But I like the look of this one. I think this will definitely look a lot better when it's painted in some different colors. The black and gold is not really for me. But it's cool that the backpack can also turn into two big swords, or you can combine it into one super huge giant sword. So that's a pretty cool effect for that. I wonder if this is going to come with any sort of stand for that sword. As I know that, like, for example, I think it was the Astray blue frame that had that huge giant sword, and the HG kit I believe comes with like a little stand for that. This one, not sure if it is going to. Maybe the sword is not that huge. We'll just have to see, I guess. I like the visor for that. That's another cool thing about this design. I think it's pretty cool. We don't often get kits like Gundams with visors like that, so it's a kind of unique aspect of this design. Should be interesting. That'll be out in May. We'll have to see. So then there's the the HG Petite Guy. There's a Petite Guy Primer Gray and Placard, and Rusty Orange and Placard, out in May as well for 540 yen each, so it's kind of been like the standard price for those. We still haven't seen any images of if that's going to come with like stickers specifically for the placards, probably, but I haven't seen anything about that yet, so we'll just have to see. Maybe the other thing that I was thinking about is that maybe that's just like they'll give you like a sticker that makes it kind of like a dry erase kind of thing, and maybe like so that you can use like a dry erase board marker on that, like a whiteboard marker or something. But then it'd be kind of silly if they did that and then it didn't actually include a marker. It would be kind of silly, and based on the price, I wouldn't imagine that would come with a marker, because that would mean they basically would have to put that in for free. So I guess that's not it, but you could make that, and that would be kind of cool. If you have to get like a really small marker for that, because it's going to be quite small, but it's kind of interesting anyway. Then just a couple things out this month. The HG Evolution Project Zeta Gundam is out this month for 1,800 yen. That should be out pretty soon. The interesting thing about that is we got the box art, which was cool and all. Then we did also have a new image talking about the Evolution Project in general. And it says that the Evolution Project will include the HG line as well as real grade, master grade, RE100, and PG. So we don't really know too much about exactly what the Evolution Project means. Just based on the Zeta Gundam, which is the first one, it basically says the Gundam Revive, which they were doing last year, making the Revive kits, but now it's the Evolution Project. So I think if they hadn't started this Evolution Project, this would basically just be a Zeta Gundam Revive version, but it's the Evolution Project. But it is going to extend out of the HG line as well, so that'll be interesting. I really wonder what that means in the other lines, what that's going to mean. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. But this is apparently something that's going to be continuing on for a few years. Bandai is going to be carrying this Evolution Project, I think, up until the 40th anniversary of Gundam. So we'll just have to see what else this includes. I was trying to think of what RG kit they could like kind of update or something, or like re-release or remake an updated version. I guess if anything, it'll probably be like a sort of Evolution Project updated version of the RX-78-2 real grade kit, since that was the first one, and the people, I think it's fine, but people kind of complain about it a lot. It's not really the most stable, or like parts fall off easily apparently. So maybe Evolution Project RG RX-78-2 could be coming out or something like that. We'll have to see, but should be interesting. There's also the HG Ground Gundam Type S Thunderbolt version. This is going to be out in May next month for 1,800 yen. Really looking forward to this. Now that we're seeing some new images of this, like I was already excited about it from when we just had like just the original prototype, but now we're seeing more images of what the kit is actually going to look like and what it comes with and what it's able to do. Really, really looking forward to this kit. This is probably one of my most anticipated kits at the moment. It comes with some cool stuff. Of course, it has like the new beam rifle, which looks really cool. I like the redesigned beam rifle. A set of 2 shields, Also comes with a huge beam javelin, and the beam javelin has a really super awesome effect part for it, so that's going to be really, really cool, I think. The images look great of that. And just the overall design of the kit looks quite nice, and it also has like a backpack with like the mini sub-arms on it, so it's got like mechanical arms, kind of like the GM had, and like the Gundam of course had, but they're like really small ones, which I think are looking pretty cool. The backpack in general for this mobile suit looks really awesome. I love the look of the backpack for this, super like this big, boxy, really mechanical, tough looking backpack for that, so really looking forward to the release of this kit. Also out in May is going to be the HGUC Barzam, and Barzam is not a design I'm really that huge a fan of, but the kit looks nice. It looks like it's going to have some really amazing articulation for sure, so that'll be cool. It's going to be out in May, again for 1,500 yen for this, so new HGUC kits is always nice, so be looking forward to that. And the last thing here is the big disappointment, the HG Gundam Tristan. So we still don't have any release date, official release date or price set for this, but it just says it's going to be coming out in 2017. And what people have done by investigating the images we've seen of the kit so far is determine that this kit is going to be based off of the HGUC Alex Gundam, and then obviously a bunch of new parts for everything new. So that's disappointing in that the Alex is a quite old HG kit with a kind of limited articulation. It has like just the single bend in the elbow joints, and kind of the shoulder joints is just like just pegged straight onto the torso kind of thing. So it's just that kind of thing doesn't matter that much, but just for this being like the main Gundam of a new animated film, even if it is kind of just like a limited release kind of thing, it just seems like, why not just make the new kit? But I don't know. So it really seems like Bandai, in terms of like from the model kit side of things, is really not investing much into this Twilight Axis at all, which is kind of disappointing. But we'll just have to see. You know, maybe the kit will be fine, but I'm just expecting it to just be kind of, yeah, not really all that exciting. So that is it for all the updates for stuff this month. Thank you guys so much for watching. In my next part, we're going to be moving on to just talking about a few third-party kits that are going to be coming out, and then I've got a couple of featured kits to share with you guys. So see you guys in part 4. Bye-bye.